your business so you can become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. So if this is the first time that you're tuning in and listening to this show, then you're in for a treat today because we've got a very, very special guest today who's going to tell you guys how to get that money in a very unique manner. Crystal?
Ah, hello everyone. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. One minute I was there, and next minute I wasn't. Just gotta love the internet. Yeah,
Hey, you know,
I'm excited about our guest. You have someone that come out and they actually say they have money for startups. That is
yeah.
really a rare occurrence.
And not only that, Crystal, she knows what the heck she's talking about, as opposed to some of the other imposters out there who claim they're here to help small businesses just in words, but not in deeds. So that's why we're excited to have this very special guest today. So, guys, tune in. If you're walking by your computer and you see our images on here, make sure that you're logging in. You're going to YouTube and you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button so we can send you more of these invitations so you can see other remarkable guests on our show. And you want to go to Facebook as well and hit that subscribe button. So, Crystal, do you want to add anything else
Hey,
to this? Anything that we missed?
no, Gilbert. We're excited to be here another week. We're into our second week of no, we're into our almost our third week of May, moving by quite quickly. Glad to be here. So,
I, I,
this week
I
has been
think I
an
think we
income.
I think we need to remind our viewers and small businesses that they have until Monday to file their taxes.
Yeah,
if
yes.
they if they did that extension that was given to us by the state and the feds, then Monday is a deadline for you guys to file your taxes without paying penalties. So please, if you haven't done it yet, do it over the weekend. Make sure you have some professional helping you out. Don't do like some people I know and try to get those little bogus software to do your thing.
And this might be a good year to do it because last year a great deal of individuals didn't make any money; they lost money. So you might want to, business owner, you definitely want to do that. And if you were a business owner, you had an opportunity to extend your taxes until actually October. So hopefully you did that. The 17th for those doing their personal taxes. So this is that time. And last year was a very interesting year. So definitely get you some assistance in order to do that. So May 17th, deadline for getting your taxes done.
That's
Also,
right. That's
so
right.
Gilbert, this week was an interesting week. I have come to the conclusion that something has happened with the American people's intelligence factor. Something has
Yes,
happened.
yes,
I
yes.
maybe it was maybe hey Mar I can't get that out. um I have seen some things that is just unbelievable. People, the gas shortage on the East Coast, and
Yeah,
and they are running a rough shot on the gas tanks and thinking, and it had nothing to do with whatever they thought it was to do with. It was about
right.
a ransomware, right? That's what I had heard. So
Yeah.
people were literally piling up gas in their cars, in their
Which is the
trunks,
worst thing to do.
in plastic containers and plastic bags, no less.
That's the worst things to do. You can't do that. And I learned that the hard way many years ago, probably about 30 or no, probably even 40 years ago. So when I did the same thing where I stored some gasoline in a container, the big container, probably had about
Okay.
20 gallons of gas in there. But
Okay.
I had a legitimate reason. I had a vehicle, a minivan, but
Okay.
in Jamaica, the primary source of transportation, in the local community is
It's
those
the
little
mini.
minivans. So
Okay.
I owned a minivan, but it was being
Okay.
worked on at the time. So because it was being worked on, I didn't want them stealing my gas. So what I did, I siphoned the gas out and put it in a big container, right? And I
Hmm.
thought you could just put it in a container and let it sit there, but it evaporates.
It
It
evaporates. It
evaporates.
evaporates.
So when I went back a few days later, there's no gasoline. So I go, wait a second, where is my 20 gallons of gasoline that I just put here? But and there and then is when I learned that
Yeah.
you know
It
it evaporates. So it was crazy. But then you got some people putting gasoline
it
right next to their
evaporates.
food.
Makes they're doing crazy stuff. The
Yeah,
gasoline, I put on when I saw that. I put on Facebook, do not drive right now because you got crazy people that you
yeah,
could run into the back of their car and that's
yeah,
it. Everybody's going up into smoke. So
yeah,
just stay
yeah,
in your homes because
yeah.
that's crazy.
That's
And
ridiculous.
then we have the congresswoman who is a first class bully and is harassing other Congress employees. There should be some sort of law against that.
Well, there is
It's been it's been
there are
crazy.
laws against it. I just don't understand why Congress isn't acting. There are laws against that bullying and intimidating other employees and officers. There are
Harassment.
laws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know why
You would
they're not
lose your job
invoking it.
in I don't understand because you would lose your job in a corporation if you're
Exactly.
harassing and bullying other employees in hostile
Exactly.
environments.
Yeah.
I'm just baffled, just
Yeah.
baffled.
It's crazy.
Maisha says, "Welcome, Alfred. Welcome, Maisha. Maisha, I don't. You do need to report the stimulus money, but I do not believe you're going to pay taxes on the
Yeah.
stimulus money. But if you received unemployment, yeah, you are going to pay taxes on that money. So that's my understanding that stimulus money was the stimulus money was not going to be taxed.
See, I don't have to
But you
worry
should
about
check with your
I don't
definitely.
I don't have to worry about including that on my taxes because I never received any. I never got any stimulus check. I didn't get any unemployment. I didn't get any of that.
I'm not
uh,
quite sure what happened, Gilbert.
like you say, Crystal, maybe they sent me the money, but I never opened it. But I didn't see any
Yeah,
check. I didn't see any money. I checked my bank account. There's nothing. So I don't know.
I think you may have
maybe
been like.
maybe they
I
had me on
think.
their list and say, "Hey, this is one of those people. We're not going to send any money. We're going to make him think that we're sending him
Well, actually, you may have been one of the ones that got the credit card and you probably threw it in the trash. So you really
yeah,
truly need to go
probably.
to the IRS and go, "Where is my money?"
I'm probably gonna have to do that, man. But it's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of craziness going on right now.
it is, and then you got the Republican, the GOP, saying that people should not be. They should eliminate the $300 a week from the federal government because that's keeping people from going back to work. Just like everybody got a work to go to. I mean, people are still. They just came up with no mask if you're vaccinated. Although I myself personally I
Yeah,
am will continue to wear my mask until further notice. I
yeah,
am not going out there without a mask. I don't care
yeah,
what the CDC said. And I just read that Bill Maher, he was, they're on set, so they had to cancel his show
yeah.
because he just come back. He just was diagnosed with COVID and
Really?
tested positive, and he
Wow.
actually had all of his shots. Hey, Romney, welcome to the business zone and happy belated birthday, my brother. Um,
Mm-mm-mm.
they just, yeah, he had been fully vaccinated,
Yeah.
and now is he has tested positive for COVID. He's asymptomatic, but he does have COVID. So I'm not taking off my mask. So I don't know about
Yeah,
the rest of y'all.
yeah.
My mask stays on.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't trust that no mask thing. I don't trust it because I can't afford to be sick right now. I see people, end up getting COVID, and their hospital bill is like over $100,000. People lose their
Exactly.
homes because of that. So if that alone isn't enough to scare you, I don't know what else will. So
That and the fact that the one thing that has not discriminated in the last year in America is COVID.
there's COVID, right?
It does not discriminate. It don't
Right.
care how much money you make. It don't
Yeah.
care what your skin color is. It don't
Yeah.
care what your ethnicity. I mean your economic status is.
Yeah.
If you expose, you gonna get COVID, and you are gonna be SOH out of luck.
No, COVID is an equal opportunity offender and destroyer. That's what.
Yes, equal opportunity. The only thing in America that is.
Equal opportunity destroyer, man. So
Right. So I will be wearing my mask until the for the duration, especially if I'm out with people that I don't know. Not
yeah,
that's not gonna happen. Yes, Maisha. Everybody when I posted that today, everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm wearing my mask. I don't know what
yeah.
y'all doing, but I know I'm wearing mine."
So
So
Maisha said mothers are not able to go back to work. Schools not is not in. They're just plain racist. I'm going to wear my mask. Period. That's right, Maisha.
period.
That's the right approach, man. Period. We don't trust any of that. I don't want to spend any money to find out if I can catch COVID or not. You see what I'm saying? So I rather take my precaution.
Right. And wouldn't it be horrible, Gilbert? You and literally, you especially you have basically spent the whole last year in your house
Yes,
with no
the whole
other human beings around.
yes, the
I
whole year, man.
you just started to come out recently, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly,
And wouldn't that be horrible? You just spent the whole year in the house and then you come out and you get COVID. No, see, we don't want to.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy at all, man. I've been exiled for a year, man, because of COVID.
Mark Robinson says, "I know that's right."
Hey, Mark, welcome to the Business Zone, Mark. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. This is an amazing radio show, the number one small business radio show in Southern California. We provide information every week for small businesses. We help you to get yourselves and your business prepared to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. And today, we've got a very special guest on our program who's going to help you guys with loan opportunities. She is just a genius when it comes to loans. So you guys stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Call your friends. Tell them, text them right now. Tell them, hey, go log into Facebook or YouTube because we got an amazing woman on here who's going to tell you about how to get that money.
Well, I'm excited. So, with that, I'm going to instruct everyone if you're on YouTube and if you're not on YouTube, go over to YouTube to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will be notified every Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. That we are on. We are excited. We have great guests, and if we don't have a guest, then Gilbert and I we just do our thing and we coach and train and do what we do best
That's
and making
right.
sure that your business is business ready,
Contract ready
bank
and
loan
bank
ready, and
loan ready.
there. So
That's right. That
exactly. Mark says our program is fantastic, and so for that. I definitely need to make sure we see that everybody sees that. So I'm gonna put that on the screen.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark. We
Thank you, Mark. We,
appreciate
we
it.
really appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for that.
So, Gilbert, are you ready? Are we ready to bring on Marcel?
Oh, yes. It's star time, ladies and gentlemen. We've got this lady.
All right.
She's been in hiding for the last year because she's been busy preparing those loan packages for small businesses who've been affected by COVID. And now we finally got her here on the business zone. So, ladies and gentlemen, Crystal, it's all yours. Go ahead and bring her
All right,
in.
I'm gonna bring her on now, and I'm excited because again, I'm always telling small businesses that they don't have there's no money out there for startups because that's traditionally what banks tell you, right? There's
Yeah,
no traction.
yeah.
We can't get you bring someone to the table that actually that's what they do. They do things that non-traditional banks don't do. So you meet you welcome to the business zone. And I don't think I've actually had any interaction in this with her. I didn't know about her until you brought her up to me. So we'll
See,
make sure that can
part
continue to be
part
like that.
part of the reason part of the reason Crystal is because she's been busy working on helping small businesses. So, Miss Marcel Watts, without further ado, welcome to the business zone.
Thank
So
you,
so
thank you, thank
tell us
you.
what
And
you've
nice.
been hiding in the tell us where you've been
I'm
hiding
sorry.
in the community.
I have been
Tell us
in the
about
San
yourself.
Fernando Valley. I live in the valley, but I've been serving all of LA. I worked for another nonprofit before this one, so it was based out of Van Nuys, Sherman Oaks, and I've been around. Gilbert sees me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I've
She's
been
phenomenal. She's
I've
phenomenal,
been
folks.
Okay.
doing community work for 20 years for a lot of different nonprofit organizations. So I've been around LA
Yeah.
market for a while.
Okay.
But thanks for having
Mm-mm-mm.
me. Thanks for having
So
me and
tell us
inviting
about
me.
yourself. Oh, we're
Um,
glad to have you. So tell us about yourself and your programs and what you do.
currently I work for CDC Small Business Finance. We are a nonprofit lender. We're a direct lender. CDC is based out of San Diego, California, but we have remote workers throughout the state, and as well as Arizona and Nevada. But recently we merged. Well, we won't say merge. We have an alliance with Community Impact Partners out of the DC, DMV, Maryland, Virginia area, and they also serve those areas as well as the Detroit area and Detroit, DC in the DMV. So this is
Okay.
a huge alliance. CM Community Impact Partners is a large nonprofit organization that does something very similar to us, but to a different audience. We serve small business owners, and they serve organizations that need financing, such as schools, grocery stores, and things of that nature. So we both are serving the community and providing financing to different organizations or people. And I'm in LA. I'm in the LA market. I provide consulting, pre-loan advising, post-loan advising. And I do a lot of outreach to the LA market, trying to get our loan programs out there because we are based out of San Diego. We didn't have a lot of representation in the LA area. So I am just trying to get the community in this area, this part of California, known to know who CDC is. And with that being said, we do have a great loan program that launched a couple of months ago, earlier this year, and it's for, like you said, startups as well as existing businesses. We targeted the LA community, particularly the Crenshaw district, Inglewood, and that Pico, Fairfax district, Midtown district. We are focusing
Mm-hmm.
on BIPOC, the Black, Indigenous people of color business owners, because those are the ones that are suffering the most during this pandemic. They hadn't had access to financing, so we wanted to make sure that we touched that community to get some dollars out there so they can stay open, basically. But like I said before, it's not just for existing businesses; it's for startups as well. So it's a great program. When I say great, the interest rates are great. I know it doesn't sound great due to, and the interest rates are 6 to 8%. To the people these days, they think that's a lot, but in the real world, it's not, because they're used to the EIDL interest rates of 3.75, which was like zero to me.
Well, that was a unique situation. That's not a regular situation.
It's not a pandemic situation. They don't realize that. So when you say 6%, they're like, "Oh, that's high," and I'm like, I don't think you can ever get money at that rate prior to. Well, you possibly could, but it wasn't the norm. So this is a good program. It's 6 to 8%. Yeah. It's up to $250,000, starting at $20,000 and up to $250,000. Excuse me. And it's for working capital. Oh, here. Can you guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just trying to put up the flyer so that the flyer, they can see the flyer.
Okay. We're echoing. I'm gonna turn my music a bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened.
Crystal, you have the flyer, right?
I can put the flyer.
Yeah. Go ahead. So I'll stop.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
Yeah.
Oh, great, thanks.
Okay.
So it's basically a program for the BIPOC, Black, and Indigenous people of color. Is 6 to 8%. It's $20,000 to $250,000. So here's an example of what that looks like. If you got a loan for $50,000, the estimated payments will be $600. If you got a loan for $150,000, the estimated payments will be about $1,800. If you got a loan for $250,000, the payments will be about $3,000, and that's on a 7.75 interest rate, amortized over 10 years. So that's just an idea, because most people don't realize how much the payments are going to be. They don't know what the schedule is going to look like, but we're just trying to give you a clear picture of what it's going to look like to get this financing. And we're requiring a minimum FICO score of 620. We could go a little lower than that, but 620 is what we're looking at. We're trying to stay on the same line as the SBA standards, but we're trying to find ways to help people who might be struggling in that area with the FICO score, but have other great attributes. It might have been something like a medical bill that got their credit score lowered. So we're looking at everything that we can, and we've already funded. This is a pilot program, and we've launched it in LA market, Detroit market, and the DMV market. And we've already funded several different businesses as a couple of startups. We had a startup in Detroit that received $20,000, no other source of income. We really looked at the projections and used the projections as her revenue stream as paying back the loan. So we're trying to be as creative as possible to help the community. And I think if you need funding in any of those markets, I would encourage you to apply. If you're running out of money with the EIDL, if you run out of money with your PPP, and if you live in Detroit or the DMV area or in the LA area, those communities that I mentioned, definitely apply. But we serve all of California. So we do still have products for all of California. But this particular program, we're trying to target those communities where the Black and Hispanic businesses mostly have their stores or storefronts or reside. So I'm just excited about this program because I grew up in LA. I grew up in the LA area, not in that community, more Ladera, La Cienega, and Slauson area. But I know this area very well. I know the Crenshaw district. I know the Pico district. I know Inglewood as well. And so I want to see those businesses thrive. I want to see people stay in business. I don't want to see them close down. I have a couple of clients in those areas that need the help, need the support. So we definitely want to get the word out. I thank you guys for letting me get the word out because it's money out there and we need to get it out there. We have money. There are businesses out there that need the help and we want them to get we want them to get it. I do. I want them to get the money.
and we talked a little bit about credit score earlier. part of that low credit score that many small businesses are experiencing right now is because of what happened with COVID over the last year. A lot of people were not working. They're not generating business. They had to stay home. They were forced to stay home. So those are some of the types of things that would really hinder their credit score and make it lower than the 620. So I'm happy to hear that lenders like your organization is willing to look at those factors and accept a lower credit score for that. So yeah, go
Yes.
ahead, Crystal.
And you're absolutely right, because that's one of the questions I've been asking, and knowing that all of the going to be gone, and individuals will have that their credit is going to be affected by that. There's just no other way to, that's just, that's normal, right? That's what happened after 2008, with everybody's credit score took a hit because of not being able to pay your bills on time. It was a very bad. It's just been a time. So this is actually great because um, generally probably do more with small businesses than Gilbert does for businesses less than 2 years old. So that opportunity to be able to someone that can help you is awesome.
Yes, yes.
Did I lose
And
everyone?
also, I want no, I'm still here. And I also want to say this, that
Okay.
Marsel and I, we go way back when she worked at VEDC, Valley Economic Development Center. She was one of their star loan officers there. She packaged a lot of loans for small businesses back then, and I was in charge of the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center over at Santa Monica. So we worked together, in getting those small businesses ready so we can send them over to her so she can, try to help them out with loan. So it was a great relationship there, and we carried that over. So even after we left there and she is doing her own thing, we still work together in getting small businesses prepared and ready for her. So it's an
Yes.
amazing thing.
I actually ran the SBA Women's Business Center as well. I have
Yes.
several different roles at
Yes.
that organization, and one was
Yes.
the Women's Business Center, which is an SBA funded program.
Yes. Yes.
But
So
I'm looking at the
Well, I
notes,
read
and
an
yes, I failed to mention that we are the largest SBA 504 lender in the country. So thanks, Mark Robertson.
Yeah, that's Mark. Yeah, Mark has been monitoring these programs. He knows, man. He said, "Hey, the CDC, the small business does a great work, and it's in fact they are the
Largest.
largest SBA 504 lender in the country." So yeah, thank you,
Thank you.
Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for bigging her up for that.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Mark. Thank you so much. Marcel, I read an article in the Sentinel about the CDD small business, and it talks about your guys' goal is you really want to try and help bridge the racial wealth gap, and that's something that we all should be focused on. So what are your steps for doing that? I know providing loans for small business. Does that include any home ownership, or what are you guys' plans and visions for doing that?
Well, primarily getting funding to the community. I'm on our diversity, equity, inclusion committee at the company, and one of my the committee that I'm on the council, and the committee that I'm on, we're actually taking a second look of how we're doing lending and the lending scoring model. Thinking about changing that scoring model to actually address the challenges that Black business owners and Hispanic business owners have when it comes to getting financing. For instance, the credit score. Maybe we could change that, and this is something our committee's been talking about. Change the scoring model. Yeah. We're looking for a minimum of 620. Some programs want 680. You could have someone who's been in business 20 years and might not have great credit, but they're contributing to the community. They're actually operating a business, and due to the credit, they can't get a loan, but we know that they are viable. Maybe they need some training in another area, but I don't think the credit should just, if you don't have that minimum score, that you should be not get financing. We should look at
Right.
it differently. We should measure it differently. We should change the entire model on addressing these issues. And another thing we're trying to do is really we want the community to, there's a lack of trust in the community from not getting financing in the past years. And we want to gain trust back from the community, or gain trust in the community, because, and I've experienced this just in the last year, a lot of people don't believe these programs exist. They are afraid to apply because they said they got turned down before, and they got tried here and they tried there and they didn't get financing. But CDC's loan programs are pretty straightforward. So we want to get the trust. They just don't believe it's going to happen. They don't believe that we're going to give money. They think that it's going to just not going to happen. So the trust is a factor. And I will say this, unfortunately, it's with the older community, the younger community. They believe whatever, they hadn't experienced that redlining and all of that. That's been going on for years. But the younger community, they'll apply and try and they'll do anything. But the older community generation, they aren't applying, or they're more hesitant, and they don't trust. I can tell them exactly what needs to happen, and they look like a good candidate, and they still are hesitant or reluctant to apply because they just don't believe they're going to get it. So we're trying to have an impact there, build the trust, get some money into the community through loans and some more training, I think, and just help build the community. So that's the way we're trying to impact the community and bridge that wealth gap.
Well, the system is designed to disenfranchise minority businesses and minorities as a whole. So a program like yours that's not going to look at the credit score, to me, is a great help to these small businesses and minority businesses, because as we know, when they set up those redlinings processes and procedures, the purpose of that is to disenfranchise. So when they come up with these artificial scores that they know we can't reach, and then we get hit with a pandemic, and then they tell us to stay home and no clients is coming into us, then we can't pay our bills, then obviously we're gonna be below that 620 threshold. So I really applaud you and your organization, Marsel, for doing what you're doing for these small and minority businesses and not looking at the credit score factor. Because many businesses, they can do it, but that credit thing is just a monster.
Yes.
And I am in agreement. And I've always said this, that if businesses started out with enough capital, where they had working capital, they probably could build their credit scores because there was money. If you have money and you can pay your bills, then pretty much you're probably going to have a score. It's when you don't have money that it becomes an issue, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so able to help businesses start. So one, they can start not at their in phases where they have to start really small, which takes quite a long time to start generating that revenue. If they had the right amount of capital in the beginning, they could hire so that therefore they could scale their businesses faster. Then they could generate more revenue. It just makes sense when you look at business. But if you have to start out small, you don't have a marketing budget, so you don't have advertising. You're only in just the people that you can physically reach, right? So this is fantastic. So I'm gonna read from your flyer, Marsel. So this loan is open to new and existing and expanding businesses. It can be used for working capital, equipment, debt refinance, starting or buying a business, tenant improvements, and can be for businesses less than 2 years old. Sole props are welcome, where you're the owner as well as the employee, and any size revenue, and you're servicing Inglewood, Pico, and Crenshaw districts. So for you guys that are going to be looking for funding for your business past the relief, or if you've been like Gilbert and got none of the money,
None, zero,
Good
none,
apply, good apply, Gilbert. I'll look at your application.
If you got
You have to
none of
apply.
the
You have to
pandemic
apply.
relief money like Gilbert,
no tengo
then
dinero.
by all means reach out to self. See, right? No, no dinero. So, Alfred has a question. He says, "Are there any SBA loans directly related to helping small businesses that potentially happens outside of the borders of the U.S.?"
So I can take a stab at that first, and then I'll have Marcel bless it, since she works on this daily. But based on my experience working with the SBA, no, they don't have programs where they lend money to companies that are operating outside of the United States. Now, you may have divisions outside of the United States, but the primary facility that's operating, that's seeking the loan, they have to operate here within the United States. So, no, Alfred, they don't have that. And Marcel, you might want to jump in also.
That's what I'm familiar with as well. I know that the VBOC, Veteran Business, stands for, but it's an organization similar to the WBCs and the SBDCs. I know that
Yeah,
they had some affiliations in Canada, and
yeah,
they were working with near Washington State. They were working closely with businesses in Canada, but
yeah,
that's all I know. But
yeah.
from what I understand, no, it's strictly for the U.S.
Right.
businesses related in the
And
U.S.
and and I just want to explain that, Alfred. I just want to explain why. Because if the SBA lends money to an entity outside of the United States, they have no power to go and collect their money if that small business didn't pay, or business entity didn't pay. So that's why they only do it within the confines of the United States where they have jurisdiction.
Now you can have do a lot of business outside the U.S. For
Yeah.
instance, you can have vendors in China, and that's where you get a majority of your business, your supplies, your inventory. I have clients that buy strictly from China and have reps in those states. I mean, in those countries, that actually work over there. So I've seen it where you're based here in the
Mhm.
US, but a lot of your business transactions are abroad.
Right. And I'm gonna address that a little bit,
Right.
but
So,
I want to.
uh,
Do you want to do, Crystal? You want to do Mark's response first? You want to go ahead and do that,
yes,
Crystal?
Mark. So Alfred, Mark indicated that. Yes, can you hear me? So Mark
Yes, I can
indicated
hear you.
if you may want to try the SBA Export Import Bank, they may have the answer. So the question is, Alfred, would you have a location or division, your corporate or your headquarters here in the United States, and you're doing business outside of the borders, which would be an import export kind of situation? Then obviously, then you could probably look. The entity has to be housed here. Is that what you're saying, Marcel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
In the cases and what I've seen, they all have to be US businesses, but a lot of people do a lot of their coffee buying outside of the US. I had a coffee supplier, and all of his inventory came from out of the country, and one of his reps lived in that country to represent him. So we funded this particular business. So you can probably,
And
yeah.
Well,
and the import export business that Mark Robinson referred to is a system that the SBA has where they work with lenders here. If the small business has, let's say they're trying to do business in China, and they have an agent in China that they're working with, they recommend that you establish what they call a letter of credit, and that letter of credit will be tied into a bank or an agent in that foreign country. But you have to ensure on the other end that this is going to be a relationship that's going to be solid first, with a bank here in the US. This bank will not send money to a foreign country unless that's signed, sealed, and secured through the letter of credit processes. So that's how that part works, Alfred. So I just wanted to share
Okay.
that.
That's fantastic. And I just wanted, I was looking at the flyer. So, which for $50,000, if the interest rate is, if it's a 10-year term at 7.75% loan, it could be $600. If you are, if you know why you need this money, and then it's going to generate more revenue, then, and this is addressing that comment that you made, Marsel, that our people tend to want to, they're a little afraid of stepping out there. One, they can't take, their biggest problem is they can't handle any more denials. They've been denied so often that it's just like, I'd rather just suffer through this without you telling me no. I can't take the no again. And then if you don't understand why you need the money, so if I need the money to hire staff that's going to help me produce product or be able to help more clients, then that makes sense, right? So $600, if that's what my payment is, and I'll allocate that $50,000 to producing more product and or bringing in staff in order to generate more revenue, now that $600 doesn't seem so prohibitive, right? You're not adding on more expense. You're hopefully bringing in them.
Right. It helps you scale your business. And we definitely want to see where the money's going. We definitely want to see your projections, 2-year projections, no matter if you're a startup or an existing. We want to see what you plan on doing, how much money you plan on generating with this additional funds, and how much you're going to spend. So projections are key. I want to stress that. Client needs to have their projections most realistic as possible. And that's what I would focus on, is really understanding your own numbers, and that'll help you. To me, that's the number one thing aside from marketing, is helping a business grow or grow. Those are the two things. If you don't understand your numbers, you can make them $10 million, but you might be spending $11 million. So you are not going to be profitable. And a lot of people hear that 10 million and they think profitable, but that doesn't mean anything.
And if you guys need a sample copy of a projection, go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead.
No, Crystal. I was going to ask her, do they work as a CDC? Do you work with the potential borrowers to help them understand the technical side of this, what they need to do, or do you guys have a ton of programs available to help them get to that place where they can apply for this loan?
Yeah, that's a good question, because we operate a little differently from the other organizations. We don't provide TA, technical assistance, and advising in just general across the board. We only provide technical assistance to individuals that are applying for a loan. So for instance, if you just wanted to get your projections done for the sake of having them, we won't assist you. You have to be an actual client that has applied for a loan, and we see your projections, and we're just saying they need a little work, they need a little massaging. That's where we come in, and we do what's called pre-loan advising. And we mainly work with getting your business plan together. So when it's submitted, it's actually, you understand it, we understand it, and we're setting you up to get funded. And then we also provide post-loan advising. So after you're funded, you may need some help with QuickBooks, which I recently had a client. He wants to get his books in order now that he's started his company. So he wants to set it up properly in the beginning, so in the end, he doesn't have to try to fix it. So we have a lot of different resources. We have several internal advisors, but we also have specialists outside of our organization that we also hire on behalf of the client, and they will assist the client with such things like QuickBooks. We have some CPAs, we have a couple of attorneys, we have certain specialists in certain areas that can help the clients as well. But in general, it's pre-loan, a client that has applied, that's in our database as an applicant for a loan.
And if many of you would like assistance with your projections, if you need a sample projection, we can provide you with that. Buchanan and Associates, we can provide it to you. So we have a platform called Small Biz Pro. It's got a lot of sample documents in there. We got sample projections, we got budgets and all of that. So just call that number right behind me, the 888-888-882-1168. That's 888-882-1168. And I'll also put the number in the chat so you guys can have it. And we've got a variety of sample projections and other things that you guys can use. So if you've never done one before, you don't know what it looks like, how to do it, we've got sample ones that you guys can work with. Okay, so don't hesitate. We want you to get that money from Marsel.
Yeah, there are a lot of organizations as such as you guys that can help with projections, and we encourage you to use all the resources out there, such as Buchanan and Associates. It's a lot of resources, and we encourage you to use that so you can be loan ready. Just use all of the free resources, any resources prior to getting funding, because managing your numbers, that's just very important. Understanding your numbers is very important to operating and running a profitable, successful business.
Right, and there are a lot of organizations, and that's one of my areas of specialty is QuickBooks and accounting and bookkeeping to help businesses become bank loan ready, and that's what coaches are for. So you can come to us. There's PCR out there. There's Vermont Slauson. All of those individuals, the Urban League, they have technical assistant programs that can help you get bank loan ready, so that you can go take example. Because those the PCR, not quite sure about PCR, and Mark can just to verify that, but I know Vermont Slauson, they don't really do less than 2 years old businesses that are startups. Most of them don't do startups, so this is a great opportunity. Alfred says, thank you very much. We are focusing on improving our quality control in our manufacturing division, so we will ship a better competitive product on shelves here. Our product is Go Butter, Cream. So that's his businesses, and I guess he's shipping out, exporting out to other countries. So but this is. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Marcel.
Albert, you may want to get in touch with California Manufacturing, CMTC. They help with manufacturing and importing and exporting. They're consultants as well. We partner with them. And I do want to add that Gilbert is on our list as a specialist for if someone comes to us and they need additional services with certification and things of that nature. We have them on our list. We put new consultants on our list, outside consultants on our list every year when we're allowed. And he's actually one of our specialists on our list.
Yep, definitely. So reach out, guys. As you know, on this show, we're here to help all small businesses. All the barriers that's been put in front of you, we are here to help remove those. So reach out to us. We'll help you. And then once we provide that service to you, whether it's QuickBooks, whether it's your projections, whether it's your infrastructure certification, getting you loan ready, then reach out to us, and then we prepare you and get you over to Marsel. That means it makes the process much easier then, because once we get you ready, and all she's going to do is look at the documentation and everything and make sure that it meets her guidelines and her criteria. And then that makes the process easier. So please do, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you guys are looking for workshops on, I teach QuickBooks and some other products out there so that you can financing and financial statements together, which that's the foundation of every business, is having a solid financial foundation. So you'll be ready for everything. That's one of the things, Marcel, that I think was blindly during COVID was when the relief packages came out, everybody was scrambling trying to get their P&Ls together. They had no idea, and even right now they got to show a quarter that they took a loss, and they don't have systems in place, so you can't run a quick little P&L and say this is the quarter that I lost. I produced the least amount. it became very glaring aware. We knew it already, but now the business owners know it because I already knew this, and we had been talking about that for years. I've been teaching QuickBooks in this community probably 25 years, and I literally have to pay people to come to class.
We might need to add you to our resource list.
Yes, that would be very good.
Yeah, because I do classes on a regular every year. I would run a class November and several times November through March or just for Texas. I never get more than 2 people in, so I stop. And now they ask me for it. If I get more than 5 people that ask me, then I'll have a class. We're supposed to have, and
she got
so we just lost Crystal. Just so you guys know, Crystal is like she's an accounting and bookkeeping ninja. She is phenomenal. If you've got your accounting that's really out of whack and you don't know what's going on or what to do, you call Crystal Mitchell. She comes in like a ninja and she does forensics on your numbers. She bring you back to life.
She's much needed. This is one of the issues are the financials. That's like the primary thing that's needed when it comes to packaging the loan. The client's financials are not where they should be. They're not prepared properly. We've had a lot of people have financials prepared and then they have to go back and get them actually worked on again. And it's not their fault because they've actually hired professionals and they still aren't doing the best job.
Right.
Someone with her expertise and years of experience is much needed. It's the most important thing when you're looking for financing.
It
Go ahead,
is.
Crystal.
And one of the things that I've always done is, as a bookkeeper, in that area when I'm teaching, but even when I was doing bookkeeping on a regular basis, majority of my business. I would teach the business owners about their businesses and their finances. It wasn't just me doing it. You had to work with me to understand what I was doing. And when I stepped away, then now you will know what to tell the next bookkeeper and know what to look for because you can't then go hunt them down when a bank, a lender is asking you questions and you have no idea about the answers. You can't, I got to call my bookkeeper. No. Right there, lost all credibility that you got to call somebody else, ask about your finances. So that I try.
You got to do it right there and then on the spot. Right there and then on the spot. That's how you gain respect. So if you don't know, and here's another thing. Here's a quick test that I always use with small businesses. I usually ask small business when they're talking about finances and bookkeeping and all of that. I ask them, so what type of accounting system are you guys using? Are you using the cash basis or accrual basis? Most small businesses don't know. They don't know because they never look at the financials before. So then that's when I tell them, you know what? When you go home, I want you to look at your balance sheet or your profit and loss. Look at the upper right corner or left corner. If it doesn't tell you that it's cash basis or accrual, then you've got an issue. You need to talk to that bookkeeper and make sure that they have that set up for you.
But they can't ask that question, Gilbert, because they don't understand that part.
Exactly. Exactly.
That only thing they know is the money in and the money going out. That's all they know. Anything other than that. So that was one of the reasons I started including in accounting education even before I teach a course on QuickBooks. I add in and I do accounting education first, so that you will understand what the language. You got to understand what they're asking for, so that you can answer them in the manner that they need in the verb. So it's very important, and that's part of being bank loan ready. Actually.
Yep, definitely. So guys,
awesome.
Please just remember, we're here to help you.
So should they reach out to?
I was trying to find out how to post on the chat, but I don't know how.
I just put your phone number up there, Marsel.
Gilbert just put it up.
I just put your phone number. So go ahead and just talk to them and
tell them.
My
email address up there too.
Oh, okay. What's your email? Tell me your email.
mwatts@cdcloans.com.
That's easy.
Well, then this has been awesome because now I have someone that I can refer people to because I get that question.
Yes, refer them, and then I can refer people to you. I mean, I would like to add you to our list. I think it closed already. We do it annually, but definitely send me your info, and even if they're not a client and need assistance with QuickBooks, I can definitely refer them to you.
That's why I told you, Crystal, I was so excited to have her on here today because I know this is what was missing out there. We've got a lot of different loan programs out there, which is good, but we needed like a little extra help for some of these small businesses. And that's what the CDC program offers them. So, not to say that existing programs are bad or anything like that. No, but as you know, when you go to buy a pair of shoes, right? Not all of the shoes in the store is going to fit you well, right? You got to look for that special pair of shoes that fits you comfortably. And that's what the CDC brings to the table. That special little thing.
And I think mention our other programs. We have several loan programs, not just the one I mentioned for the LA market, but we have a microloan, SBA microloan that goes up to $50,000. We have the SBA Community Advantage loan, which goes up to $250,000. And then we have the 504 loan programs where you can buy commercial real estate. And that program goes into the millions. So if you're looking to buy your commercial real estate, say minimum of about $900,000 is the minimum purchase amount. We can assist you with getting that that loan as well. So we have a lot of programs. It's not just one, maybe like 5 or 6. They change all the time, but we have the traditional SBA products.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So everyone, you definitely. What is your website address? Because is that where they will find out the information?
CDCloan.com.
Okay.
CDCloans.com.
So that's fantastic because I think that people need to know that. And again, there are other organizations out there. Majority of them are looking for businesses that have been in business for over 2 years. So this is real space that has all been vacant. I know I've been to those capital access to capital workshops and meetings when we were doing live, and I sit in the audience and I watch, invited them over faces, and they're going, "You got to be in business more than 2 years. You got to have a 700 score. You got to have this. You got to have that." And I just literally would see them.
Yeah.
It was all the wind had been sucked out of their sails at that point. And especially as a startup business, they may have some personal resources, but not to be able to, you're not even going to talk to you. So this is fantastic, and you have been the missing link for our small startups, and so that's awesome. I'm glad you brought her on the show, Gilbert.
Oh yes, I've been wanting to bring her on since we've got Women's Month. That's how long I wanted to bring her on, but I couldn't get a hold of her. She was so busy doing her thing, helping small businesses. So finally, I got a chance, and I saw the flyer that she had. I said, "Oh, we gotta promote this flyer." So if you don't mind, Crystal, popping up the flyer again, just so the audience knows about. Is this an event or just a program you've got, Marsel?
It's a program. We have $10 million to give out for this year for this program. $8 million for the LA market, and then $2 million for the other 2 markets, which is Detroit and the DMV. DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So $8 million for this year to give out. So hey, come get it.
Right. Well, I definitely want to talk with you about how we can help to do an assessment with these small businesses, so that once they do that assessment, they're ready and prepared to come to you, so that you can easily start working with them instead of doing the assessment at that time. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
Okay, sounds good.
Go ahead, Crystal.
So this is get a small business loan. Yeah, there it is. So get your small business, everyone. We want to make sure that that you reach out to them, and like I say, the terms are, they're not the idle, but remember, the idle was something very special. That was the norm. That was something very special. So 6% to 8%. But again, if you're looking for, as you can see, if you're looking for a $50,000 loan, and even if your interest rate is at the 7% and over a 10-year period, then you have, your payment would be like $600,000 a month. But again, if you're acquiring this loan in order to grow your business, then the whole idea is to generate revenue, so that $600 won't be a burden. It will actually be there to grow. And even $1,800 for a $150,000 loan is doable. If it's actually going to help you generate more revenue. So I don't want people, have a purpose for your loan. Really do some analytics as to why you need a loan, and then what that loan is going to do for you, and then what your projections will be with that loan, so that that doesn't look like a preventative number or just an expense. It's there to help you grow your business. So, and I love the fact they think out of the box. I like people that think out the box.
Exactly.
We're trying.
Now, as part of the thinking out of the box process, Marsel, do you guys also offer lines of credits to small businesses, or just loans?
At this time, it's just loans.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
Okay.
And I want to also share this with our audience, our listening audience right now. As you know, if you're playing a game, you got to understand the rules of the game in order to win. So this loan business, we got to understand the rules of this loan business game so we can win. And one of the things that lenders look for when you're trying to get money from them is use of funds. What are you going to use the funds for? So you want to start thinking about that use of fund part of it, because if you don't present the right use of funds to a lender, you can end up getting the wrong loan, which might be a burden to your business. So start thinking about it. Is it an equipment loan? Is it for equipment? Is it for working capital? Is it for land or anything to that effect? So those are things you want to know, because each one of those loans come with a different type of burden, right? Right, Marsel?
Right, and the use of funds, you're going to outline it. I had one client who had it. They said they needed $250, and then when they wrote down their use of funds and the dollar amount for each category, it ended up being $225.
Yeah.
And that's how much we funded them for it. Actually, the $225, but they initially put $250, and so it's really, you have to be very clear on what you need the funds for.
Yeah, and maybe they wanted the extra amount as working capital, but they never said that. You see what I mean?
Right.
So then that costs them some money right there. So it's very important, folks, for you to have an idea what the funds is going to be used for, and if you can't educate yourself on it, I think Crystal and I can probably do a little Zoom class with you and show you how use of funds can be classified. Because there are several different ways to classify use of funds.
Yeah, and I just think people should take the fear out of it.
Yes, the fear out of it. I'm actually doing a class next month on becoming bank loan ready. I believe it's going to be on the 15th of June. I'm doing a workshop on that with Vermont Slauson. So if anybody wants that information, I'll be sharing that as we get close to that time frame. on being bank loan ready. With Marsel, this has been absolutely awesome. There's been quite a few comments about being great resources and great information, and this video will be on our YouTube channel. So I run on over there and subscribe right now, and then we will make sure that we're boosting it out, and it'll be on other pages that I manage, so that this information will be out there and can be shared amongst people, so that we can get you guys some more clients.
Yes.
Just so you guys know, if you miss any of our shows, and we're on every Friday from 3 to 4, the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. If you miss any of our shows, you can go to YouTube and you can watch the shows on there. So all of these shows are going to be uploaded to YouTube. So if you missed anything that Marsel said about her loan program, you can go right back to this video. As a matter of fact, you can go right like tomorrow, Crystal. It might be up by tomorrow because Crystal upload these videos.
Yeah, it'll be up tonight. It'll be up
tonight.
It's live now on YouTube. So yeah, so it'll be already there in about 20 minutes after we go off air.
Yeah. So if you go there and you miss anything, you can go there and recapture that data. You have Marcel's number up there, or email address, or website, so you can really check it out and see the different programs. We think this is a great resource for small businesses. You guys should check it out and really, really take advantage of it. Marsel, you want to add anything else?
I would say to the entrepreneurs, just keep trying, don't give up, and I didn't hear it. I thought you said something, Crystal. I was saying keep trying, keep pushing, and just get organized. Right? I've seen a lot of businesses, a lot of people who don't have a lot of knowledge make a lot of money. So, and there's a lot of room out there for everyone to be successful. Just do your due diligence with your business research and put your best foot forward.
Yeah, be knowledgeable. Crystal?
Okay.
You want to add something?
All right, Gilbert, we're going to close up the show, and I just want to share with everyone that the Los Angeles Urban League Biz Camp, which I am one of the instructors, is going to be, we're taking applications for youth between the ages of 13 and 18 right now. And so if you're interested in getting your youngin into an entrepreneur program, by all means go over to the Urban League, and which is LAUL and be able to get the information, complete the application, and we're scheduling appointments right now. And so this is a fantastic program for the purpose of taking a child's idea and turning it into a business. And so you can go here on the website and apply for this camp. We are always looking for volunteers with the program and their internship. We look for adults that are in business to come talk to the kids. So you can have a session where you're speaking to the kids. Yes, Mark, the program is absolutely wonderful. And so for bragging rights again, our children that participated in the Union Bank YEC competition, they actually competed for they swept the whole competition. They went from first, second, and third, and 2 honorable mentions. So needless to say, I am ecstatic on the fact that kids did so well, and so definitely you want your children, and we pay the kids to actually come participate in the program. So if you're interested, reach out to me at my virtual number 213-458-5952, and I'll send the information to you.
Excellent. And Mark Robertson, I really want to thank you for watching our show every week or whenever you can, because your input is really valuable to us and the audience. So thank you so much, and we really, really appreciate your support. As you know, we're on every Friday from 3 to 4. This is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, the number one small business radio show and podcast in Southern California. We help small businesses. We provide advice, coaching, tips, and resource information to help small businesses and minority businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. We've got a variety of tools. And as you know, I have an amazing tool called Small Biz Pro to help most of you small businesses, if not all of you, to assess your business to see how loan ready are you, or how business ready are you, or how contract ready you are. And what it does, it gives you a score. And based on that score, if you need some help, then we will sit with you and we'll help you so you can, the next time you take the assessment, your scores will be much, much better and bring you closer to getting that loan. So please, guys, stay with us, follow us, subscribe, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, and subscribe, and make sure you're using the resources. Marcel, did you want to add anything
All
else?
righty.
I just
No,
want to
that's
thank
it.
you
I think
guys
we're going to close it.
for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Marcel. We so appreciate you. Thank everyone that tuned in today, that's been chatting with us on Facebook. Alfred and Maisha and Rhonda
And
at Celebrate Life. So thank you guys, and we will see you next week. So Gilbert,
yeah,
you want to take us out?
yep, definitely, guys. Stay in touch with the Business Zone. We are out.
And thank you.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
All righty, that was a great